What's up? What's up? Happy Sunday. Welcome to the recap. A bit of a 2020 and a look back at the ABT round 3? Yeah, ABT round 3 at Lake Somerset. Dallas is probably going to be making some weird pig noises down here. Like always, he's freshly bathed and now he's licking his feet. Oi, be quiet. Stop. Yeah, stop. Want to say hello to the camera? I'm trying to film again. You're all clean. Hey, buddy. Now, go and do something that isn't going to be here. Anyway, what are we talking about? Recap video for the ABT round 3 at Lake Somerset for 2020. So it was the final qualifying round of ABT for this year. I only got to fish 2 out of the 3 rounds. I had to miss St. Clair at the start of the year, which sucks. St. Clair is literally my favourite dam, and out of anywhere to fish. So that was a killer. Congratulations to Mr. Matthew Langford for taking out the Angler of the Year for this year. I found out just as we were sort of leaving on the Sunday of the tournament. So yes, let's talk about the tournament. Somerset and I, like you guys obviously know, if you've watched my channel before, if you haven't watched my channel, now you're going to find out. I have it used to be a hate-hate for Somerset, like a hate-hate relationship. I guess it's turned into a bit of a love-hate relationship. I mean, I've had some good sessions on Somerset, and actually over the last couple of years I've never been outside of the top 10. So I did finish with where are we? Cania, Somerset. I did finish with a 9th place for Lake Somerset, which is pretty sweet. I think, what did I get last year? I got 7th there at Lake Somerset last year. Yeah, that's right. Says me the badges there that I get given. So that's 2 top 10s in a couple of years, so that's pretty good. It's pretty good for a dam that I don't fish, because honestly, a lot of the time I find it a grind. I would much rather fish edges on other dams and just have a little bit more fun. The fish aren't as big in some of these other dams, but like I'd rather go out and smash, 20 or 30 fish most of the time, rather than go out in Somerset, fish deep. I can fish deep. It's not my favourite style of fishing, like deep fishing with spoons and plastics and stuff, but I'm learning to enjoy it a little bit more. But again, I'm a shallow water fisherman. I love shallow water. I love structure. Deep water and stuff is, it's just not one of my favourite sort of styles of fishing. But we're here because we're talking about Somerset. Top 10 finish. And it was a spoon bite, as always. I think a few people did catch them on plastics. I just caught them all on spoons. I went down a couple weeks prior for about 3 or 4 days and stayed out there. A few of the boys, Nick Anderson was out there, Greggy Mitchell was out there, so I sort of camped around them. It was good. It did rain quite a lot, like quite a lot. When that rain came in, I was actually no, I was quite dry. I did get wet on the official pre-fish for the tournament itself, but a couple weeks prior I went down. I think pretty much the first day I tried to break the dam down in sections like I always do. I usually in there for 3 days. I think I was there for maybe 3 or 4 days, but usually I found 3 days is really good. I can, no matter the size of the dam or what dam it is, I can break it down in 3 sections. So day 1, I can get a bit of a feel for it and I can start in this section of the lake. Day 2, I can focus maybe in the main basin is what I usually try and do. Day 3, I sort of hit the areas that I didn't hit on day 1 and 2. And then I reassess sort of late that morning, and I sort of go over and start to piece together a bit of a game plan of what I'm going to do in the tournament. So day 3 is kind of like I just explored the last little bit of terrain that I didn't or do things that I hadn't done the last couple days. And then I kind of go in a tournament scenario and say, right, this is what I'm going to be doing. These are the structure or the areas that I'm going to be targeting. And I try and put some pieces of the puzzle together. So I did that on Somerset. Day one, I started on Kirkley Flats. It was kind of foggy. I usually like the fog on Kirkley. I did find some bits and pieces and some scraps of fish, but I really couldn't find sort of any schools that I actually had found the previous weeks when I was fishing there. And then I pushed up into the sticks. I did find some smaller schools of fish. Nothing that I was really overly excited about. And then from there, I literally just went and spent pretty much the rest of the day sounding out. The fish were moving a lot. Like a lot. Every time I sort of seemed to find something on my sounder, I would stop, or I would sort of, if I found it on side scan, I'd go over to it, and they had just all moved. So I sort of spent spot hopping on the first day, just trying to get a feel, see where these fish are, and that's what I did. So I really didn't fish all that much on the first day. That second day of practice, where did I go? I think I sort of went down to Red Rock Way and stuff like that. Usually I've found like Red Rock itself never seemed, or the times that I've fished it, it seems to fire a little bit later. So maybe like 9 to 10 o'clock, not really first up in the morning. Again, there was fish there, but they were very spread out. I decided to go to Happy Clappers, just where it came up on from about 40 feet into about 30 and then into about 20 feet. It sort of slowly came up into a flat there, and that was loaded with fish. That had so many fish. I had an actual ball there. There is some footage on the pre-fish video that you can have a look at. I smashed them in Happy Clappers. It's really, really awesome. It was pretty much like I could get them on everything. You know, the lures that I was throwing down there were just, they were all spoons, whether it be a slow blat or the new wasabi spoons. I was throwing a G2 down there as well. And of course a Halco Twisty. You know, I was throwing all of these lures and they were all getting smashed. I was throwing blades. So what I decided to do is when I'm sitting in schools of fish that are just smashing a lot of things, I like to switch it up. I like to throw on a plastic or a spoon or a blade or a tail spinner in different colors to see if one certain style of lure or one certain color is going to get me a better class of fish. So I was doing that in the school, and you can see that in the pre-fish video. After that I moved out to Red Rock, and I was finding that these fish, they were liking the wasabi, and that fella just there, they were really liking that. But with the twisties, they were absolutely annihilating a twisty. Like this entire lure, I was just throwing a 20 gram twisty. I've just got a BKK treble on the back of it there, and about a size, I think it's about a size 8 or 10. Sorry, I think it's about a size 10. And I've just got some assist hooks that are running off the top of it there. I believe they're the Vex assist hooks actually. They're actually really nice. So Vex, if you're watching and you want to send me some more assist hooks, I could really use them. But yeah, so I found that when the fish were slamming a twisty, they were actually inhaling it, you know, like other times they'd sort of get pinned by the treble or the assist hooks with the wasabi or the slow blats, but the twisty kind of stuttered hectic there. The twisty, like they were actually inhaling it, and it was well into their mouth. So I thought, all right, twisty it is. Like that's the one that they're committing to the most out of all of the others. So I ran with the twisty, and yeah, I found some spots. Red Rock was holding a lot of fish. Bay of Plenty was holding a lot of fish, and also was that a, oh no, I thought I had a massive sweat mark, and it's just a crease in my shirt. Thank goodness. And there was also a bay near the Bay of Plenty that not many people go up there, but like the quality of fish that were up there were just insane. You know, I found that around that 30 feet mark, like 25 to 30 foot mark, that was holding fish. That was holding a lot of fish. I was finding that if it was at sort of the back of a bay, or not so much a small bay, but any kind of bay, as long as it had a little creek, one of the old creek beds that ran into it and then came up onto a little flat in the bay, they needed to come up from the deeper, and that rise there came up to about 25 or 30 feet. So I sort of tried to find that in a few different spots, and everywhere I found that, there was big numbers of fish holding, and they were eating, they were hungry, and they were big, really good fish. So that's another trick, guys. You know, you got to pay attention to what the fish are biting, but everything, you know, the temperature of the water, the depth of the water, what the day was. It was quite an overcast day, so all of these you got to take into account. So when you're trying to emulate those same conditions or that same bite to look in other places around the dam, you know, if I'm finding them biting in 30 feet, I'm not going to go and sit in 45 feet because they're probably not going to be there. I mean, they might, but what you want to do is you want to try and match those conditions of what you were finding when they were actually eating. So I did that, and I had a lot of spots. Come tournament day, or pre-fish day for the official pre-fish, everything had changed. All of my fish had moved, and I was very, very unsettled. I didn't have a great plan. You know, Somerset is very, you need to fish here at this time, and then fish those fish, move on to your next game plan. Sitting in the same spot all day at Somerset, you're gonna waste a lot of time. The fish move a lot at Somerset, and they were moving the weekend of the tournament still a lot. In terms of, you know, I found the same thing in pre-fish to what they were doing in the tournament. They would hang around. You needed to be in the right place at the right time. Like I said, Somerset is very time-based. So I found myself in and amongst this fish all the time. However, you'd sit there for maybe an hour, half an hour to an hour. An hour would be a long time, maybe about a half an hour I'd sort of sit there. And then the fish that you would see literally coming through on side scan, sort of less and less, then that school of fish would move, maybe 50 or 100 meters away. And then it'd have to follow it, and then it'd be on again. So, and then again, you move 50 or 100 meters away, and you'd sit on it again. So they were doing that, which is fine in like just a normal, everyday sort of leisure activity kind of scenario. In a tournament, it's really hard to do. Somerset, where the fish are, there's usually a car park of like either a couple of boats or a lot of boats, you know, 15 plus boats. So it's kind of hard to be able to move with those fish without cutting other people off. So you can do it, but you just got to do it with a bit of respect for the people around. So yeah, basically day one of the tournament, very unsettled from the pre-fish day. I had nothing. All the fish that I had found had moved, and I burnt fuel. I know Langers was in the same mindset as me, you know, trying to find these active fish. They just were moving, and we were just unsettled. Basically, we just burnt a lot of fuel, and I think Langers may have caught 2 fish, and I caught 1 on my boat. So yes, it was 1 out of the 5 fish limit. That was a tough day. So spirits were down, although out of 39 boats, wasn't a massive field, but out of 39 boats, I was sitting in 22nd or something with just that 1 fish. So it was a tough day all around, which made me feel a little bit better, but still I felt pretty bad because I just had such a good pre-fish leading up to it, and then everything had changed and unsettled. So day 2, I decided to sort of compose myself a little bit and just sort of put my thinking cap on and went, you know, just do what you did in pre-fish. You know these fish are going to be there. So I went to Red Rock first off in the morning on day 2, which was an excellent decision. There was a lot of fish. I caught my limit there actually. Again, the fish were moving, so I had to move them. There was at one point where I had 90 feet out to my left on side scan, loaded with fish, like 90 feet full of fish everywhere. So there was huge schools coming down there, and it was awesome. I struggled in the morning because I think I was sitting just a little bit off that school. I was sitting next to Jono and Brett, and they were sort of smacking fish, and I was late to the party. Even though I was there first, I must have just been on the outside of that school. But again, all I was doing was I was throwing that 20 gram Halco twisty, letting it hit the bottom, and then just sort of, it wasn't a slow roll, but it wasn't a fast roll. It was kind of a medium roll. Maybe like 10 to 20 times, and then open the bail arm, let the spoon hit the bottom again, and wind it again. So that's what I was doing, over and over and over, rinse, repeat, you know, do the same thing. And I told my co-angler, 20 gram silver Halco twisty, put it on, that's what they were nailing. So that's pretty much what I caught my entire limit on. I still did throw wasabi, I still did throw a G2, I still did throw the slow blat, but again, the twisty seemed to be the one that was catching me the fish. I ran into 40 out there, and he goes, have you got your limit? We had a bit of a chat. I said, yeah, but I was sort of struggling in the morning. He said he was using a 30 gram twisty instead of the 20 gram because the fish were sitting quite low at times. So that way, if the fish is sitting quite low to the bottom, the heavier the spoon or the lure, you can actually work it a little bit quicker, but keep it sort of in that target zone where the fish are. So I said, no, throw a 30 gram on. So I threw a 30 gram twisty on, went to the Bay of Plenty around that 10:30 mark, which is when they were sort of coming on the bite there. Got in, I only caught 2 fish there on the 30 gram twisty, but they were 2 like 600 gram upgrades, and that was definitely well worth it. I saw these fish coming mid-water, they smacked the spoon mid-water, and they were awesome upgrades. And that sort of ended day 2. I ended up weighing, what did we end up weighing in? 5.77 kilos, I think it was. So, which actually jumped me up into 9th in the top 10 from sitting or going out that morning in 22nd to finish that day in 9th was actually awesome. Now, this is what I was using. I'm probably going to hit the roof here, but this is my let's see if I can get this into focus here. So I was actually using an Inspirer, the Akuma Inspirer ISX 30, if that's going to focus up here for you. That's actually really nice, pretty cool reel. I usually like the Apixors and the Helios. This is in between the Apixor and the Helios, and it's in the 30 size, so it's Inspirer ISX 30. Now, I chose the 30 size, usually with spoons or like big sort of 5/8 or half-ounce plastics. I'll go with 30 size reel, which I guess in comparison to other brands is probably a 2500 size reel. Maybe not quite a 3000, probably 2500. And that way it's got a bigger diameter on the spool. You can fire those casts out there and still have enough braid, so you're not going to get down to backing or whatever. And you know, it's got a bit bigger of a cranking handle, so you can kind of work that lure sort of slower in the hand but faster in the water. You got the bigger handle rather than using a little 1000 size reel. So that is the Inspirer ISX 30 from Akuma. If you guys want to jump on, I'll drop it down below in the description box. You guys can jump on to tackletactics.com.au. Head over to the Akuma part and check it out. I was again throwing it on the Akuma Helios rod. That's this one here. You guys have seen it before. It's probably not going to be in focus, but it's an Akuma Helios HSS 701 medium. Did I just nail that? Yes, I did. 701 medium, so it's a medium action rod. It's 7 foot. 7 foot, awesome. I do actually have an Akuma Apixor squid rod that is like 8 foot or 8.5 feet, I think, which is awesome. I actually use that for tail spinners as well. I think it's great for tail spinners because you can really get a big lift with like an 8 foot plus rod. You're not needing to do any of those things. But yes, so I had that paired up. That pretty much did the damage, whether it was the Akuma Helios Inspirer or whether it was the whether it was the Akuma Helios or the Inspirer in the 30 size that I was using. But most of the time I was using that Inspirer. It's the first time I've sort of given those Inspirers a run, and very happy. If you like the rod as well, as I said, Akuma Helios HSS 701M. There's the light action rods that I use for really like light finesse plastics and stuff. I love this medium action rod. This rod literally can handle everything. It's such a workhorse. Whether you're throwing like 1/8 plastics, which you can do, use a lighter rod, but you can throw the lighter plastics. You can throw 20-gram chunks of metal on there, and it handles. It stands up to the test. Like, I love this rod. It's super responsive. You can feel everything. Your finger is straight onto the blank. I love it. So jump over and check it out. But guys, that just about wraps it up. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give me the thumbs up and jump over and hit that subscribe button down here somewhere, wherever it is at the end. It's like down here or down here. I don't know, everything's opposite. But make sure you click the subscribe button. If you click the subscribe button, that helps me keep on doing this so I can keep on bringing videos to you. And it's that easy. It doesn't cost you anything. It's free. Just click the subscribe button so I can get my followers up there and subscriptions up there. Then I can start making money and work a little bit less and fish a little bit more. And you guys can watch cool stuff that I do, which would be totally sick, right? Yeah. While you're there, jump over to my Facebook and Instagram, Keeghan Painter Fishing. Shoot me a follow over there as well, guys, and keep up to date with what I'm doing. Do have TikTok as well, Keeghan Painter Fishing as well, if you want a bit of an insight into what my life is like at home. Other than that, guys, all the stuff that I wear and use, Fear My Heart, Tackle Tactics, the Hot Bite stuff, everything, all the descriptions, my Costa Sunnies, it's all in the description box below, and you can check it all out. Oh, also, make sure you jump over to Spider Sports. The description in my description box, yeah, the link in my description box for my jerseys, guys. You can wear the jerseys that I was wearing and my hoodie, my custom hoodie, jersey, whatever. It's all there. You can get yourself one, and that'll support me, and you can look really good because it's like the best looking jersey in the ABT tournaments. Well, I think so, and probably I'm guessing you do too because you're watching my channel. So, sorry Mr. Langford and everybody else that has Spider Sports stuff, Nick Anderson, whatever. I got the best jersey. These guys, yeah, these guys said so. Alright guys, I'm getting out of here. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe. What's up? I'm out. Thanks for watching. Bye.